So we talked about, this is Sugang's text about the Wheel of Life, the 12 links of dependence, and we got you ready for the next argument. The next argument was somebody said the definition of dependent origination of produced things is when things which are produced, when they meet, when they touch their causes and conditions. Give me an example of conditions. Ken?
Sunlight.
Water, sunlight, soil. What's gyu?
Seed.
Yeah, tree seed. Okay. Gyu dan ken. Okay. And so the guy, the debater, the other debater, we shot the first one.
Yeah.
He made a big mistake. He said dependence means results depend on the causes. Yeah. And then we said, well, what about empty space? Yeah. And then he said, oh yeah, that doesn't mean. Now this guy is more careful because he said, duche kitenda. Dependence with produced things. Okay, he's cutting out dumaches, which is what?
Unproduced.
Yeah, unproduced things. So he said he's more careful. This debater, and these guys are going to get more and more careful. They get more and more smart. They're still wrong, but they get more and more smart as they go. You know, we're just at the beginning. There's hundreds of them. Okay, so this guy says, oh, okay, Sugang, I'm just talking about dependence with changing things. Okay, I'm not talking about unchanging things. And my definition of dependent origination for changing things is things that where the result touches the cause or the condition, okay, and it creates something, okay. Then we're going to give, first thing we give is what?
Subject, yeah.
No. Why do we choose this subject?
Well, first thing that the kachi comes
No,
and gives us
he says something wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, and we give a counterexample.
Right.
Okay? Everything that has a color is red. Oh, well, take bananas. Okay? All right? So if the point is that the student reading the text should already understand that suk is something which doesn't fit this definition. Okay?
Right.
So immediately you say, oh, this doesn't fit suk. What's suk? Form. We talked about it yesterday. Two kinds, right? Sanskrit?
Rupa.
Rupa. How do you say dollar in Hindi? Rupee, okay? It means something substantial. Okay? They don't say dollar, they say rupee. It comes from rupa. Okay? So, let's take form. It could be a cup. It could be tsenden kichi.
The foundation of
Tsenden.
Naked. No.
It could be the smell of sandalwood. Okay, we had it yesterday. But yesterday was long ago. Okay. Okay, take anything physical. Doesn't take. Let's take something physical. You can say form. Okay. Now the first tell goes up or down? Down. Good, down, because it is sarcastic. So your definition, seni means definition. So your definition fits that? What was his definition? Anything that touches its causes and conditions and is produced. It's the definition of dependent origination. Okay? We said, oh, so I guess your definition fits this, right? Does it?
Too broad.
No, does it? Was this created by touching its causes and conditions?
Yeah.
Cause is a clay from the ground. Conditions is a machine to make it. Some human to design the machine. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Was this made by touching those conditions or not? It was.
Seems right.
It was.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a counterexample.
Yeah.
Let's go deeper. Okay, so Chenny, are you telling me your definition fits that? Duh. Okay, understood. Oh, I'm sorry. Understood chichir here. Okay, Adam? Adam? What's chichir mean? Yeah, why you say that?
Why do you say that?
Why you say it fits your definition? Tsunja deche. Tsunja is the opposite of tseni. Tseni means definition.
Oh.
Tsunja means the thing you're defining.
Oh,
Okay, tseni tsunja, tseni tsunja. One of his subjects is going to be tsensun.
oh,
Definitions and definidums.
oh.
Definida,
Finida.
plural. Okay, it's going to be. So in this case, what's the definition? Sorry, what's being defined? Dependent origination. For changing things. What's the definition? Anything that touches its causes and conditions and is produced that way. So we say, okay, let's take any form, any physical thing, iPhone, cup, tissue, okay? Are you telling me it fits your definition? And he says, why do you say that? Why do you say form fits your definition? He says, Sunja Deche, because it's something which is produced by,
Causes and conditions.
sorry, it's something which exhibits dependent origination for changing things, okay? It is a changing thing that has dependent origination. So it should fit your definition. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
What's being defined here
Oh,
is dependent origination for changing things. Okay, what's being defined by the other guy is dependent origination for changing things. Okay, so we say, okay, take anything, you take any physical thing, cup. Is it your definition? Does your definition fit that? He says, why do you say that? Because it's what you're defining. What is he defining? Dependent origination for changing things. Yeah, for producing things. Okay.
So what is duja here? What does it mean?
Sunja means.
No, duja. Duja.
Duche means produced
Duja.
thing.
Produced thing. Oh, okay.
You want you want to go deeper? Gyu dan kien dupale chepechu. Gyu dan kien dupale chepechu is the full form of duche.
Causes and
Gyu
conditions.
dan kien
Produce things.
dupale chepechu. Duche. Okay,
Ah,
that's the full form.
we don't think about it.
Duche means produced, but the full form, the full wording, since you
Produced
asked
through
me,
causes and conditions.
that thing which is produced, which has been produced by its causes and conditions. Did he use the word touch?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay? So duche means produced thing. It's a synonym for mitakpa. What's that mean?
Changing thing.
Changing thing. Okay, all right. They are equal sets. All changing things are produced by causes and conditions, and all things produced by causes and conditions are equal to all changing things. They're equal. And there's some more synonyms, but that doesn't come to mind. Ngopo, functional thing. So tsawan dona means, if you agree back at the beginning, here's the beginning. Are you telling me your definition fits a cup? And he says, yes. Tsawa means back at the beginning, at the root. So, and I'm sorry to give you so much information in such short time, but I don't care. You flew here. I'm also only here for a few days. There are two allowed answers to tell. There are two allowed answers to tell, okay? One is duh. It means I agree. And one is chiche, which is why you say that? Why? It means I don't agree, okay? So in between here is understood the answer, chiche. They don't write it down in the book. Why did you say that? And we beat him. Okay, and then he just went back and said, okay, I agree that your definition fits a cup, or a thing, a form. What was his definition? Let's remind ourselves. Anything which is produced by,
Causes and conditions.
no,
Touching.
by contact, which is with its causes and conditions, okay? If you agree that the cup is produced by contact with its causes and conditions, okay? Saraduna. Now he's going to say, Sukigyu, if something is the cause of a physical thing, okay? If something is the cause of a physical thing, then it must have made contact with a physical thing. Yeah, dang che means contact with. Dang is with, che is contact. It must have made contact with a physical thing. Why you say that? Because you just agreed to me. You just agreed that your definition fits a form.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you agree that if something is the cause of a physical thing, it must have made contact with a physical thing. Okay? Now here's the punchline. Okay, this is the guts of our counterexample. Suki, gyugyu chuchen. So there's two kinds of causes. We're going to learn it in Adam's text because Dharmakirti taught it. There's a mugyu and a gyugyu. Watch. Here's a mugyu. Ready? Okay, no, not yet. Here's direct cause. Okay, now here's indirect cause. Okay, when I cause Xiaoping to move through another thing, that's called indirect cause. Okay, I'm the indirect cause of Xiaoping moving. He's the direct cause of Xiaoping moving. Got it? Okay, so I'm actually 2 seconds before. Okay, got it? So in Buddhism, we talk about two kinds of causation, direct and indirect. Now here's the punchline. Did I contact Xiaoping?
No.
Okay, got it? Therefore, you cannot use the word contact in the definition of dependent origination. Okay? Because there's not always direct contact, there's indirect causation. Okay,
So
got
he
it?
used that in the original definition? Is the other definition?
Yeah, he used it in his definition. Let's go back to his definition.
Which one is contact?
Che,
Check.
which is pred, okay?
That is contact.
Okay, right? He said produced through contact with its causes and conditions, okay? And that's close. Okay, I'm going to teach you a new English idiom. Close but no cigar. So cigar is this stinky cigarette that if you win a contest, you get a free cigar. So close means you almost won, but you didn't win. Okay, his definition is close, but no cigar. He didn't win. Okay, his definition is close. We learn the most things in our life when we make small mistakes. You know, we almost succeed, and we do some small mistake. Then we learn a lot. Okay, so his definition is close, but no cigar. Not quite right. Not quite right. But we learn a lot from his definition. Oh, can be dependent origination if it's indirect cause. You know, it doesn't cause directly. Okay, got it?
The indirect is what? There's a gyu. Is that the one?
Yeah, gyugyu. Now the word gyu, you guys know. We just discussed it this morning, but that was a long time ago.
It was.
Stream. Okay.
Stream.
The Sanskrit is tantra.
The gyu.
Yeah, which tantra is a string. It means a string. Yeah. So gyugyu means indirect cause. Well, how do you say direct cause?
Mungyu.
Mugyu.
Mungyu.
D-N-G-O-S. D-N-G-O-S. Mugyu. Direct cause. Okay. So he has an essay on it in his text, but we didn't get there yet. It's called Gyundeki Namshak, the presentation on cause and effect. And in his book, by next year, we'll start to discuss mugyus and gyugyus. Okay. Okay. Suki gyugyu chuchen. Okay. So we're giving another counterexample. Oh, let's take the indirect cause of a cup, which is the designer in the factory. The guy who, on paper, he drew this cup. Okay, he's not the machine that made the cup, but he's one step back. Okay, he's an indirect cause of the cup. Okay, let's take the designer in the factory who drew the cup and gave the picture to the guy in the factory. Der Tao. Oh, are you telling me it fits your definition? Okay. Which means, are you telling me there was contact? Did the person in the management floor of the building who drew the cup went to the factory and made this cup? Are you telling me that? It's a sarcastic, right? Why do you say that? That's your definition. Don't hassle me. You gave me the definition. That's your stupid definition. Don't blame me. I'm just asking you a question. Did the designer of the cup stand there and make the cup? No, why you say that? Because that's your definition. Okay? Che, he made contact. That's your definition, not mine. Okay? Deche.
Literal meaning is.
Huh?
The literal meaning.
Because that. Because of that. Okay? Then, Duminiso means, of course you can't agree that the guy who designed the cup on the 3rd floor was standing in the factory when they made the cup on the 1st floor. Okay? Duminiso means you cannot agree. Nu means able to. Mi means not. And du means agree. So you can't agree. Of course you can't disagree.
Nu means agree.
Nu means able to.
Oh, nu means able to.
Yeah.
Du means
And du means agree. Yeah. Yeah. And what's the Sanskrit for du? Dubido. What's the sutra of dupa?
Sutra of agreement.
Kama Sutra.
Oh.
Yeah, because it means desire.
Oh, karma?
Yeah, it's the same word.
Oh,
I agree and I desire.
okay,
It's the same, kama. Okay, okay, I do. Okay, it means desire. I desire means I agree. Okay, okay, do mean this. You can't agree. So that was a general. He promised us 2 parts to his discussion back before. He said, I'm going to talk generally about dependent origination, and then I'm going to get into the meaning of each of the 12 links.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so he's just finished his general discussion, and now Nipa means step 2. He's going to talk about each of the divisions of the 12 links, and this gets difficult. Okay, you really want to understand the wheel of life? This is a dark, deep forest. You know, this is going to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, and it's scary. Okay, it's difficult. Okay, but if you understand this, then to explain the painting to somebody is like, you know, easy. Okay, so you're going deep, deep, deep. And nobody went this deep. He went deeper than anybody, except for Vasubandhu. So, I'm sorry, this is going to be harder. But you'll thank me later. This is an English idiom. You'll thank me later. Like, you'll get many headaches in the next few years, but later you'll say, oh, Geshe Michael was so kind to teach me that. Okay, ready? I suffered with my teacher. Okay. Nipa chewa soso dun shepa la. Shepa means explain. Dun means the meaning. Soso means individual. Chewa means divisions or links. Okay, so now, secondly, I'm going to explain the meaning of the individual divisions of the 12 links. Okay, the 12 links. Okay, of dependence. Information. And that explanation is going to take 3 parts. Nampasum. That explanation has 3 parts. Okay. When I explain the 12 links, we're going to go in 3 steps. Here's the first. He doesn't name them. Probably it's
Kind.
Over
Beginning.
first.
Shenloop.
Oh, their system.
Yeah, the wrong guys get to come and say, I think this, and we say no. Wrong Luk Shakpa.
Our system.
Then we just present our system.
Okay.
Then they get to come back and continue their argument. After they hear our system, they get to come back and criticize us, which is only fair. Okay, first we wipe them out, then we tell them what we think, and then they get to come back and say, but yours is also stupid. Okay, and then we have to beat them one more time. This is the way that Buddhists learn something. In a Western book, which of those 3 do you have?
Second one.
You only have the second one. This is what it is. But they don't tell you what it's not. And you learn a lot by what it's not because of the principle of Dokpa.
Right.
Yeah, you eliminate what's wrong, and therefore you establish what's right, which is the definition of Siddhanta, his subject.
Right.
Buddhist school, the name for Buddhist school means eliminate the wrong ideas, and then you come to the correct idea. That's the name for Buddhist school. Okay, so we have to go through this 3-step process. What's the first one?
Their system.
In Tibetan?
Shenbu.
Dakpa. We destroy their system.
Okay.
We destroy their system. Second step? Ranglu Shakpa.
Yeah, we establish.
We present our system. Supaponga.
They came back and debate us.
Yeah, and we ponga.
We destroy them.
Yeah, we destroy their refutation. Okay, and that's such a common idea that Nagarjuna wrote a book called Supaponga. One of his 6 books is called Sundok. You know, defending yourself from these debates. Okay, got it? Okay, I think that's the 3. Okay, Dambala, here's the first one. Kachingnare. Somebody comes and says, and this gets hard. Nyomon chen mayimbe mare payina mare payimbe kyap. Okay. If there's now, what's the first of the 12 links?
Misunderstand.
Oh, I'm gonna kiss you because you didn't say ignorance. Thank you.
It's a reflex from us.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't say ignorance, right? He said misunderstanding. Okay. So the other guy says, if you have a form of misunderstanding which is not a negative emotion, okay, it must still be misunderstanding. All forms of misunderstanding which don't involve negative emotions are still forms of misunderstanding. And you can also say as the first link.
Okay. Misunderstanding, meaning the name of.
Yeah, okay. Right. So you can say it like this. If you have a form of misunderstanding which is not involved in negative emotion, will it still cause you bad karma? He says yes. The other guy says yes. So the counterexample is going to be tough. The counterexample is going to be tough. He jumps to the bottom of the ocean right away. He doesn't take us there slowly. Okay, I'm sorry. But you will learn so much. Okay, and I could have chosen you an easier text, but I know you want something hard to chew on. Okay, and you have Shintian to help you. Now, the counterexample, it's got to be subtle and sexy. The counterexample better be cool. Okay, here's our counterexample. Da 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 chen chen. Okay, you think that? How about this? Now, what is this? Bakchak.
Oh yeah, bakchak.
What's a bakchak?
The seeds.
Yeah, mental seed.
Mental seeds.
Yeah, mental seed. What DCI is all about. Oh, you're gonna plant a bakchak with 4 steps. You see? In Sanskrit, vasana. Vasana.
Vasana.
Yeah, mental seed. Okay, vasana. Okay. Related to getting dressed, okay, but I'm not going there. Anyway, that's another subject. Let's take the bakchak. For denzin, den means true or real. Jada and Jenda, real. And zin means to hold it. Or to grasp it. What it means in the highest school is to think the flower is coming this way. Okay? This flower, because I like it, you have to say it that way. This flower, because I like it, is coming out of a good karma seed in my mind. If I'm allergic to flowers, it's coming out of a bad seed. Okay? That's the emptiness of a flower. Okay? If I made a bad karma, it'll give me allergy. If I made a good karma, I'll say, oh, it's so beautiful. Okay? But it's coming from, it's the same flower. It's a pen. It's like the pen. Okay? So in the DCI system, which is the highest system, which you're not in, okay, it's to grasp it as real means to grasp that it's coming this way. Okay? To believe that it's coming this way. So I translate denzin as the, the tendency to believe that it's real. The tendency to believe that it's real, okay? And bakchak means the seed for that in your own mind. Because you did it your whole life. Your whole life, you believed the flower's coming this way. And your mom told you that. Everybody told you that. So that planted seeds in your mind. And now, when you grew up, you still have that. Seed to see it the wrong way. Seed to think about it the wrong way. Where did this flower come from? Oh, Geshe-la, it came from the store. What was the indirect cause? Oh, somebody planted it in Ecuador and it flew on a jet airplane here, You ask a Buddhist, what's the cause? If I like it, it's because I gave something beautiful to someone else. Okay, got it? Denzin means hold it the wrong way. In whose mind is this bakchak? In whose mind is it? Gyu means mental stream. This gyu means mental stream. We just had it as indirect. The same word, indirect cause. But here it means stream. Okay. Yeah, so here it means the mind stream. In the mind stream of a Drat Chomba.
A listener arhat.
Of an arhat. Person who reached nirvana already. Okay? No more. What's the definition of nirvana? Sosatango. A person who got rid of their negative emotions. Okay? Nyenta means lowest track. 3 tracks. Listener track, self-made Buddha track, Bodhisattva track. Especially in your school. He's now our representative of that school. Okay, he's got a business. He's got a business card. I'm Svatantrika school. I'm Sugangshi, and I'm from the Svatantrika school. Okay, so in his school, this division into 3 tracks is very basic. It's very important. Okay, listener track, self-made Buddha track, and Bodhisattva track. Can these 2 reach arhat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can they see emptiness directly?
Yes.
Do they have compassion for the whole world?
No.
Good, yeah. And at some point they will graduate to this path. And real Buddhahood only comes here, at the end of this path. So sooner or later these guys have to go up here. All the lamas say you can save time, just jump right here. Okay, so here we go. Take a person on the lowest of the 3 tracks. He's already arhat. Can he have mental affliction? Can he have a negative thought? Can he get angry? Can he get upset? If you are an arhat and you come home and your husband screams at you for no reason, will you get angry?
No.
Impossible. Not possible. Okay, why? Because you saw emptiness.
Yes.
What's the emptiness? The emptiness of the husband who's not coming from you. Okay, got it? Got it? Now, is this a good counterexample? What was his definition?
Yes.
Indirect.
He said, any kind of misunderstanding in the mind of a person who doesn't have negative emotions, okay, is still misunderstanding. Okay? It's still misunderstanding, meaning the first link.
Yeah.
Meaning the first link.
This is a really good counterexample.
If misunderstanding is the first link, is it always going to cause you rebirth?
It's kind of the definition.
Yeah, it's a wheel. It's in the wheel. Okay, it's in the wheel. So he's already talking about the first link. Okay. Okay. Now we have some. If it's a good counterexample, that mental seed must be a form of misunderstanding. Okay? Must be a form of misunderstanding. And it shouldn't be negative emotion. Okay? If it's a good counterexample. Okay, let's go see.
So, in this sentence context, how do we translate it? So, this is the counterexample of the previous one.
Yeah. He said, if something is a form of misunderstanding, which is not tied up with negative emotions, it's still misunderstanding, implied the first link of the wheel. Okay, and then we say, okay, take the seed for misunderstanding, which exists in the mind of an arhat at the lower track. Okay, take that seed.
Which is not, which is something.
We're gonna
possible.
find out.
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Are you telling me it's still link number one? Okay, are you telling me it's still misunderstanding link number one? Understood link number one. Are you telling me it's still link number one? Why do you say that? Because it is a form of misunderstanding which is not tied up with negative emotions. Now that's touchy because it implies that the seed for misunderstanding is still misunderstanding, but not first link. Okay, it's not going to get him in trouble. He has a vasana, he has some old traces of a seed, but maybe the seed never opened. Okay, it's like after you do the 4 powers, you still have that seed, but it's in the freezer.
Okay.
It will never open. Okay, got it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, got it. Maybe that's what we're talking about. Okay, that's how they chill. Yeah.
Is Aha still in this 12 links?
No.
No.
没有。
他没有负面情绪的，但他还有无名的不说。
You
Does
just
he-
mentioned he's get rid of mental frictions, but he still have misunderstanding.
No. Well, yeah. No.
Latency.
Here he's calling the latent seed, the deep seed, old, just the touch seed. It's here. Yeah, we're still calling it misunderstanding. Yeah, but it's not misunderstanding as the first link of the wheel.
No, different.
Yeah. Okay, and that's what they're trying to teach us. Okay, now listen. He could have written an essay,
Yeah.
which is what they would do, a Western professor will do. Okay, there's different kinds of misunderstanding. There's a kind that acts as a wheel of life, and there's the kind that's just a seed that doesn't act as the first seal of life. But in Buddhist way of education, you say, somebody will come and say the wrong thing, and then we have to prove he's wrong. And by this way we learn, and you learn better. You will learn better. Okay, ready? That's how. Are you telling me it's still the first link? Are you telling me that seed in that arhat's mind is still misunderstanding as the first link of the wheel? And the other guy says, teacher, why you say that? Teacher. And then we say, because it's a kind of misunderstanding that's not involved with negative emotions. It fits your definition. Okay? Why is it not involved with negative emotions? The guy's an arhat. The guy's an arhat. Okay. Got it? You okay? You guys okay?
So which part is it here?
Deichir.
Nature? Oh.
Okay. Is that, so are you telling me that how,
They are
it's that how? Are you telling me it's still the first link?
Yeah. Okay.
Why you say that? Because it's a kind of misunderstanding, but it doesn't have negative emotion. Okay.
Okay.
It fits your definition. Okay.
What's the definition?
Then he says, I disagree that it's a kind of misunderstanding that still has negative emotion. I disagree. That doesn't have negative emotion. I disagree. And we say, that tongue.
Yeah. The second.
Yeah, of course it is. Because it's a shidduch.
What is it?
Not difficult to know.
What was it?
Okay, now you have to understand, in your text will come this famous division. All obstacles are divided into 2 kinds. All obstacles, spiritual obstacle, has 2 kinds. Nyundip and shidip. Say nyundip, shidip. Dip means a shadow or an obstacle. Dip ma means a shadow. I can tell you a tampe and it's very nasty and I'm not going to tell you. But later when we're alone.
Just the guys.
Okay, just the guys. I'm not going any further with that. It means shadow. Okay. I got distracted. Okay, so nyundip and shidip. Nyundip means obstacle to nirvana. Something that prevents you from getting rid of all of your negative emotions. something that it stops you from getting rid of your anger, desire, jealousy. Okay, and for example, thinking the flower. Okay, if you think your husband is coming from him, you will always get angry. If you understand he's come from you, you will blame yourself, and you stop angry. Okay, so not understanding that your husband's coming from you is it's an obstacle to nirvana. It's an obstacle to getting rid of your negative emotions. So unfortunately, the adjective in the first kind of obstacle is different from the adjective in the second kind of obstacle. Okay, in the first one, it's called negative emotion obstacle, which means the obstacle is the negative emotion, or it's an obstacle to getting rid of your negative emotions. But the second one is called shedim. It means obstacle to knowing all things, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. So first one is called negative emotion obstacle, which means an obstacle that's made of a negative emotion. And in the second one, it's an obstacle to learning all things. So it's very bad. The two adjectives are contradictory. Okay, I'll say it again. The first kind of obstacle is the one created by your negative emotions. The second obstacle is the one that keeps you from knowing all things. Got it? Two kinds of obstacles. So here we claim shidabimbe. Okay? It is a kind of misunderstanding which is not involved with
Mental affliction.
with a negative emotion. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you an example. The fact that you cannot see the future 10 million years from now. It's a kind of, now we might go to ignorance, okay? It's a kind of not knowing, but it's not anger, or it's not jealousy. It's just you can't see 10 million years ahead. Okay, that's still a kind of marikpa. So here you might want to say ignorance, and then you're going to get in trouble, so I don't know. Okay, but let's see what he chooses. It keeps you from Buddhahood. It keeps you from knowing all things. Okay, what? That subtle seed in the mind of an arhat who already reached nirvana. He's already in nirvana, but he still has some subtle seed, and that seed is keeping him from being able to see into the future, or all planets, or all people's minds. Okay, that little seed he's still an arhat. He reached nirvana, but he cannot see what's happening in Singapore right now, okay? Or Singapore on another planet, okay? Like he still has this obstacle, okay? Got it? This is getting very deep right away, I'm sorry. Okay? Then, okay, are you telling me, okay, duna means I'm going back, the other guy's going back, and he says, you're right, it's link number one. You're right, it's link number one. Okay? Where's the dinner? Shepa dinner, Shepa Yimbata, if you agree that it's the first link, if it's misunderstanding in that sense, okay, then it must be a perception. It must be knowing. Okay, so there's a difference between, when you study karma, when you study all the changing things in the universe in DCI level 7, there's changing things and unchanging things. Changing things divide into 3. Physical things, mental things, and non-physical, non-mental changing things. Okay? Now, where do you put Bhakchak? Yeah, it stays in the mind, but it is not mind. And that's an important thing to learn in Buddhism, okay? Karmic seed stays in the mind, but it's not mind. Because the definition of mind is a thing that thinks. You see? Seeds don't think. They stay in the thinking, but they're not thinkers. Okay? They belong here. They are just energies or potentials. But they don't think. Okay, and they don't see things, and they don't smell things, and they're not aware. Okay, the definition of mind is aware. So the seed is in the mind, but it's not aware. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so subtle difference. So we said, oh, are you telling me it's aware? Okay, are you telling me it's aware? Why? Because you said it was the first link. What did we just learn about the first link?
The misunderstanding.
What did we just learn about the first link? It's aware.
It's aware. Oh.
It's a state of mind. It's not a seed in the mind.
Oh, okay.
It's a state of mind. Okay? It's active thinking. It is thinking. Ignorance, as the cause of suffering, is a way of thinking. It's not a seed in the mind.
Oh, okay.
Got it? Okay? It's very subtle. You learned a lot already. In one debate, you learned a lot. And you're going to have to sit with this, okay? You cannot learn Buddhism from someone talking. You gotta, 3 steps. Hear it in the class, chew on it, and meditate on it. You will not understand everything in this class by me talking. You have to do something on your own. You have to meditate. You don't have a choice. You will never understand this first argument of hundreds unless you go home and talk it over with Shintian and like, what the heck? You know, why we fly here from Indonesia? We could have been having papaya juice. You know, what the heck he's talking about? And then you have to discuss it. You know, Buddhism cannot be learned in a class. It requires you to chew and to meditate. Okay, to really get it. And that's the difference between a Western education and a Buddhist education. Okay, they take the freshman class at Sarah, and I don't know, every few days you have to go to the senior class. They're talking about you're studying geometry, and they are talking about calculus, and you're like, and you go to your teacher and say, "Why you make me sit in the calculus class?" He said, "Well, what's wrong with that?" He says, "I didn't understand one thing." He says, "Yeah, but you're planting seeds for 4 years from now." Okay, so that's Buddhist education. It doesn't, you don't get it in a package in the class. You know, you gotta go home and sweat. Man, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I think Geshe Michael's drunk this morning. You know, you know, it's ignorance, but it's a seed, but ignorance has to be a state of mind, but a seed's not a state of mind. But, okay, then you have to chew on it.
Great, we got a common topic now to talk about.
And it's nice to do it with somebody else, you know, especially your partner. Like, you can talk about it on the plane. Watch a movie and then turn off the movie and say, by the way, what was Geshe Michael talking about? You know, okay? Okay, Dina means, I agree that seed in the Arhat's mind is the first link, and it is knowing. It is conscious. It is aware. I agree. Okay, the guy changed his mind.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, I agree that the seed is the first link, and therefore, I agree that the seed is thinking.
Oh, okay. So
The seed is thinking. Okay. Okay, ready? Dina, Dina, which one are we on?
the second one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Nienter da chombe gyuki denjin chen. Let's take the habit of seeing things as real, which is in the mind of a arhat on the 3rd track.
On the first track.
Now he should have said, let's take the seed. But he said, let's take their habit of seeing things wrong. Okay? And he threw it in the next line. Okay? So I'm sorry, he could have said it easier for you. He could have put bakchak here in this sentence. He could have said, let's take the seed in that guy's mind. But the way he said it, and I'm sorry, you have to listen to the tape. He said, let's take that guy's wrong habit of thinking. And the next line he said, now the seed for that. Okay, so really the seed is the example, but he didn't mention it till the next line. Okay, so I'm sorry, he should have said it in this line. He didn't say, okay, let's talk about that seed. He said, Let's talk about his wrong state of mind. And then the next sentence he starts with, the seed for that. Okay, okay, got it? You okay? The seed for it. Kyo here, kyo in modern Tibetan means you.
Yeah.
It's the pronoun
Here it's his.
you. But in philosophy, it means it's, it, okay? That state of mind's bhakchat, okay? That state of mind's bhakchat, shepa mayimbar,
Does not perceive. It's not
good,
aware, yeah.
go up. No, it's not. It doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
It can't think. Shepa means thinking.
Yeah.
Mind, state of mind. Come on. A seed in a guy's mind can't think. Can't think. Kishidubecha. Because it exists. What? If something exists, it can't think. Doesn't mind exist? Okay. It means because it exists as a seed. Okay, sorry. It's a weak reason. It's not a very satisfying reason.
Yeah.
Okay. It means because it's a seed.
It means he already accepts that seeds are.
Yeah. Because it exists as a seed, but he didn't say that. He just said because it exists. Shidru means it exists.
But he's still wrong because he's saying that it is thinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the habit of an arhat
With
to hold that things in Majjhimika way are coming from their own side. The seed for that isn't thinking, isn't a thinking thing because it exists. But that's not a very good reason. He should have said because it's one of those kinds of changing things which is between physical and mental. Okay, he should have said something like that. It would have been more helpful. But he just said it exists. So can we say that if a seed exists, it can't be a thinking thing?
No.
You can if the definition of seed is a non-thinking thing. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's all. It's not a very good reason. I apologize for Keduk Temedagye. Okay, 400 years ago, he didn't give us a very good. It's not a very satisfying reason. Okay.
That's our position.
No, that
Yeah,
is the
it's our
other side.
position.
Yeah.
No, it is our position.
But this is spoken by the other side, right?
This one is spoken.
Oh, but
Well, the other guy said the seed is. The other guy said that seed is the first link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is an example of the first link, and we said, oh, well, it must be thinking then, because the first link is always thinking.
Okay.
Misunderstanding as the first link of the wheel of life always means thinking, a thinking thing. Misunderstanding your husband when you walk in the house and he starts yelling at you. Okay?
Again, it's 9:45.
When are we supposed to stop?
This is the time.
Uh,
Maybe a couple more minutes, and just make it at 10. You teach at 10 downstairs.
Okay, I'm going to just set you up for the next one, okay? And that's helpful, okay? Generally, when you teach Buddhism, don't stop at the end of a section. Give them a taste of the beginning of the next section. And their mind will cook it for the next 24 hours or 48 hours. And they'll be better prepared. So you never stop a Buddhist teaching in a comfortable place. Always leave them uncomfortable. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Okay.
First part of the next argument. The guy got more sophisticated. He's hanging on to his idea, but he's being more careful about how he says it, okay? Something is always the first link. Something is always the first link if it is a mental function, if it is a mental function which is misunderstanding but is not involved with negative emotions. Okay, I'll say it again. Something is the first link of the wheel if it's a mental function, some activity of the mind, which is misunderstanding but is not involved with negative emotions.
Isn't it the same thing that
So-
Kachik said last time?
It's a little more subtle, because he said it's a mental function.
Oh.
Okay, and mental functions are knowing. They are included in knowing things. For example, anger. When you're angry at something, there's two things going on. You are disliking it, and you are aware of it. Okay? You can't hate somebody unless you dislike them and you're aware. You can't have anger towards somebody unless there's two things going on. The main mind is aware of them. The side mind is dislike them, okay? All right, sees them as bad. So this is an Abhidharma subject that he's going to teach us in a couple of years. Okay, it's called linking. The emotion is linked to the main mind. Okay, so he's correcting himself. He says, okay, you brought up this subject of seeds in the mind. So I'm going to change my definition. I now state that the thing has to be thinking. So we can't use seed against him anymore. Now we're going to have to go to some kind of something going on in the mind. We can't use seed anymore.
Got it.
Okay. Now that's a very interesting thing. So the seed for misunderstanding things is not the first wheel, the wheel of life, the first link.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't cause me to do mistakes like yelling at my husband, which is the second link.
No. Well, it's not the first link. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but okay. You said it's not the first link
Right, right.
because it doesn't know. Okay, but I'm telling you, does it not cause you to make mistakes with your husband?
No.
I didn't say that.
I'll say it.
So it does cause you to make mistakes with your husband.
Right.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't until it opens.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the case of our heart, it will.
Never
Not
mind.
over.
Yay!
Which
Okay.
is another interesting question if you have.
Okay. Okay, I'll teach you another English expression. Open a can of worms. You know, it means we are just doing a conversation. We're supposed to get more clear, but now 100 other questions came. Okay. Yeah, Pandora's box.
Sashi
Pugi Jushi Metotam Viraming Shin Yende Yembadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwagi Doku Namda Shingla Chuparsho Hirang Guru Ragna Mandala Kamya Tayami
Gewan
Di Gewokun Sunam Yeshe Tsotso Shin Sunam Yeshe Lechungwe Dabakuni Toparsho. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being so brave. You know, many other people would get scared and run away. No, I can see you're really, really, you know, I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you way too fast. You just were born and I'm asking you to run in the Olympics. And it takes a lot of courage, so thank you for that. Yeah. We're discussing physics in a language you never learned yet. You know?